Can you beat this?
Arcana Ravager?
Yeah.
In what format?
This game.
Oh,
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
How?
Bolt it.
4/4.
Okay, attack with Arcana is bolted again.
7/7.
What? You have that many permits?
Had a good draw.
Oh. Then why did I make this play?
No.
That seems bad.
I don't understand why you make the decisions you do when you play Magic, but here we are.
Whoa. You were Belcher guy, then you were Goblins guy, then you were Dredge guy, then you were Storm guy.
Was never a Dredge guy in Legacy.
You borrowed
Extended.
You borrowed Dredge cards from me to test for some tournament.
Yeah, for 2 days. Doesn't make me Dredge guy. Okay? I was Belcher guy 11 years ago. For like 3 tournaments.
Dude, I remember.
I know. Come find you. Because he's got to do some work, I got to do some work, and now I got to go play, what are they called? An MCQ. Mwah!
Yeah, your black was pretty safe.
Really?
I don't think so.
So Diabolic it good?
I mean, with 2 Defile, probably.
Alright, I gotta get ready to change now.
Maybe, I don't know.
Everyone!
But here's the problem. Your green is really, really good too.
I think so.
Yeah. So your green is probably better than your
So my
black.
blue card's just bad?
No. Yeah, maybe your deck is perfect.
Maybe my blue cards are just bad. Are you like trying to qualify for anything, or are you just playing just to play?
I was, but now like I'm selling like a whole bunch of stuff on eBay and like might turn that into like a business kind of thing.
Okay.
So might play less and less, but like I was like going as hard as I could, like humanly possible for the last year.
Okay.
But and I missed 3 win-ins for the PT.
It's brutal.
But didn't get back.
Just win this.
Try.
Done. Just like your Raptors.
I try. I don't know. I'm just also like really modal. So like whenever I'm thinking about like selling cards and stuff like that, I'm not always thinking about actually Magic strategy.
Okay.
And it's hard for me to like switch from like one thing to another.
That makes some sense.
Yeah, I'm just not balanced. I'm not a balanced person.
Well, it's important that you know that. Some people don't even know that.
Yeah, that's
right?
why like when I'm thinking about Magic and I'm like playing a lot of Magic, right? Like when I know I'm good, I think I'm good, right?
Okay.
But like right now, I know I'm not that good, not that practiced for this set, so I'm a little worried. And, like sometimes they play something, I have to read it, and I sort of have to process it in my mind, and it's just like, wow, this game is taking a long time, and like,
Bro, that's everybody now. We all get old. We got to read everything.
yeah.
A lot of the shield pulls are very awkward.
Such as
Playing a Gab Sang? You are.
okay, I'm definitely black. I mean, it's possible. Yeah, that's I did see that. I know that name.
606. Brandon
Do you know this person is following you around all the time?
Yeah, I did not know that actually. He does not have my
That's awkward then, man.
Yeah.
Alright,
This game.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's this game?
No,
Okay,
you're
yeah.
saying things.
Why? Why are you
For the camera.
Ah, right. How you doing, Tim?
We fight again?
Dude.
Dude, turn the camera off.
Hang it in there.
I don't want any evidence of this.
Beautiful.
I think it's called, in the biz, it's called cut. They say cut.
We did good. We did good.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Is it my turn?
It's your turn. Yeah, that's it. That's all for me.
Okay.
Judge.
Couple of cards.
Trigger.
A pristine 5-1 record, which as usual, come up short one round.
He's not good. He doesn't mean it. He doesn't mean it.
MCQ. Anybody for the MCQ?
What's up, everybody? Cedric Phillips here in gorgeous Chantilly, Virginia, as I've just been informed. We're not in Maryland, we're in Virginia. I'm at MagicFest Washington DC, getting ready to play in the Grand Prix that I wasn't sure I was going to play in, but decided I was going to give it a shot. Just got done with my build, have 2 buys, think I misbuilt my deck, which is super frustrating. But think I may have figured out some things with the help of some friends of having a better black green kind of Golgari-esque aggressive changeling deck instead of my 4-color can't cast Hogak. May have done some things incorrectly during the build deck. So the format seemed pretty fun, so that's actually kind of the reason I'm playing in the Grand Prix today. There's also a modern MCQ, which I'm going to try to double dip in. We're going to see if our friends at Channel Fireball will let me do that. But the games were fun. I had a blast. I played against Ben Nikolic, as I mentioned. Also played against Abe Corrigan, Season 1 points champion on the SCG Tour, who's headed to the Players' Championship. Congratulations to Abe. Unfortunately for Abe, he got destroyed by yours truly in round 6. So I ended up going 5-1 in that, getting some prize wall tickets, which I would flash in front of you, but they're back at my friend's place. I'm working towards, what's over there? Big card. Big Teferi? Or Big Gideon Blackblade to put in my bedroom so I don't have so many blank walls. But yeah, I mean, right now, it's round 2, waiting for my 3rd round to start, and then I will be sideboarding into a new deck after I probably lose game 1 really fast. So, should be a lot of fun this weekend. You mad like 1 creature on the field to block? All right, so decision-making time. 3-1 in the GP. Just lost to Cleveland legend, future of American Magic, Ronnie Rittner. Stupid Rhino card, makes 2 Rhinos. He drew that on, he had it on turn 2, game 1, turn 1, game 2. Unclear how good my sealed deck is. My deck is misbuilt, but people are telling me my game 1 deck is fine, and my sideboard deck is also good. My first round 3 after 2 buys, crushed my opponent, lost to Rittner. Modern PTQ, MCQ, they just announced the pairings, which I'm also signed up for, but I'm not allowed to play in 2 events at once. So now I have to choose, literally right now, what I'm gonna do. I have a Hogak deck, which could potentially be banned. I have a Humans deck, which will not be banned. And then I have my GP sealed decks. Decks, plural. I've just given Tommy my Hogak deck to play in the MCQ. Is this a mistake? Am I supposed to play in the MCQ? I've never played a game with Hogak. Deck is completely busted and will probably get banned at some point, something. And the set just came out, so no one has the cards really. And everyone will bring the wrong hate. Or am I supposed to play in the Grand Prix over there? 3-1. Flight tomorrow leaves at 5 p.m., which means I'll be cutting it close even if I make day 2. It's going to be pure regret either way. All right, decision immediately validated. Is that how things work when you make a decision and then you win? I just beat a very nice gentleman named James Johnson who watches our coverage, and he's a really nice guy, and we had 2 really good interactive games. And then Dylan Donegan, who I'm a big fan of, lost in round 1 of the MCQ with Hogak. So that means that I was right to stay in the GP. I'm 4-1 now. That also means I'm probably going to lose at least 1 more round in day 1, maybe 2, and then nothing's going to go well. But for now, Ben is now becoming an adult, and so when you become an adult, along the way, you sometimes do some dumb things.
So this is the by far most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to me by a pretty significant margin.
Let's keep it as PC-ish as we can. But I'm not really a PC guy, so you just tell your story however you want.
All right, so here's the deal. I'm at home at my folks' house working remotely for my employer during the week. I'm on my laptop and doing some programming stuff. I have a meeting for like user acceptance. So the big boss is going to look at the things that we've done and say, okay, yay or nay, it's good, it's bad, I want you to change this, that, or the other thing.
It's some important shit.
Yeah, this is grown man stuff.
That's right.
So, I'm like not really feeling it. I was a little bummed out for Magic, just in general, like kind of a low mood. I don't know exactly why, but I'm like, all right, I'm muting my microphone in this teleconference, and I'm just hearing what people have to say. I'm not really speaking up or anything. I'm just kind of dirtling and, looking at Twitter on my phone, whatever, when suddenly, I gotta go poop. Got the urge.
That just happens. That's a normal thing that people have to do.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
Check, make sure microphone's muted, all good. Pick up the laptop microphone, set the laptop down in the bathroom on the kitty litter box, and, I'm muted, whatever, I'm browsing. Get up, grab a roll of toilet paper, and suddenly I hear on my phone.
As most people do when they're in the bathroom, and then...
Ben, your camera's on.
This doesn't happen to most people.
Normally, most people do not expose themselves to their entire team at work via their camera that is inadvertently left on in a Zoom meeting.
This camera on? This one is on.
Yeah, I made sure this one's on. I am clothed.
Okay, good.
Fully clothed.
Good. Okay.
But, I'm like, okay now, but for at least 3 hours after that, I was so extraordinarily mortified. It's just unbelievable.
What's the fallout?
The fallout is nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing yet.
Yeah, okay.
I got messaged by like 2 of my coworkers. Hey man, are you okay? Hey, I tried to keep things kind of cool at the office. I don't think you're in any serious trouble. So it shouldn't be a big deal. But I went back and looked at Slack. People were messaging me like, hey man, your camera's on. Hey man, your camera's on. And then finally said it in the chat. Bro, your camera's on.
Have you ever? So, look, here's the thing. I know probably in that moment you were probably freaking out.
Yes.
Everything's bad, right? You're gonna lose my job, my career. It's gonna be all bad. It's all bad.
It's horrible. I felt so bad.
It's all bad. It goes away after like 2 days, which you probably realized, and there might be a little embarrassment when you get back to the office.
Yeah.
But we handle that. Everybody makes mistakes. Have you ever sent an email that was not supposed to go to specific people before?
I don't think so, or nothing particularly important or critical.
I've done that. It is highly embarrassing. I don't know if it is more or less embarrassing than being exposed to your coworkers, but it's close. It's in the conversation. So
Yeah.
all I'm saying is young, not as young, Ben Friedman, 26-year-old Ben Friedman. These things happen. We all still love you. Congratulations on your Grand Prix title.
Thanks, buddy.
Grand Prix Kansas City champion. Could be Grand Prix Washington DC champion. You playing in this?
Yeah, it's round 4 starting. I gotta roll.
We gotta go play some Magic and just keep it in.
Yeah, I'm gonna make
Keep
sure.
it in your deck box.
Damn right.
There you go. All right, round 6. Posted about this on Twitter actually. I'm sideboarding into a like black-green aggro deck that can actually cast Hogak on like my 4-color monstrosity deck that actually can't. And game 3, round 6, we got to go turn 2 Winding Way. Name lands, turn over Hogak and 2 other cards, get a land in my hand. Turn 3, Slug plus Changeling Outcast. Put a counter on the Slug. Next turn, Putrid Goblin. Put a counter on the Slug. Probably attack for 1 because, attacking. Turn 4, or turn 5. Draw my 4th land, play it. Play the Devouring Demon. Sacrifice the Changeling Outcast and the Putrid Goblin. Put a counter on the Slug. And then the Goblin going to the graveyard and the Putrid Goblin persisting comes back untapped, and I got to convoke in Hogath. My opponent lost. So that was round 6. Round 7, really, really close match between me and my opponent that I ended up coming back in game 3 and winning. I actually won game 1 with my 4-color monstrosity, and anytime I do that, I feel like I'm going to win the match because my sideboard deck's pretty good. But this time, instead of being green-black, I boarded in a couple blue cards. Mana War, Exclude, and the Instant Speed Sift. Reign of something, I don't know the card names. And won that match, and then, so that locks me for day 2, 6-1. However, it's a good thing it locked me, because round 8, not good. Got crushed by Ryan Normandine, I believe it's pronounced. He's written some stuff for Star City. Some funny, he writes some humor articles, they're good. And he infinite comboed me with that green-white unicorn, the Persist Goblin, and Sling Gang Lieutenant. So he, Eldamari's called up the unicorn, and I was like, okay, so just blocking is going to be really hard the rest of the game, and then I just died. So, on the whole, even though I didn't play in the Modern MCQ, which I'm going to go float over there in a minute and see how people are doing with the Hogak Dredge deck, 6-2, I'm locked for day 2. We know how this goes, right? There's one more round. I definitely lose round 9, X-3, which means I'm out of top 8 contention, but I still kind of have to keep playing. Oh, also, the flight tomorrow is at 5 p.m., which means I'm going to be cutting it mega close. So, let's just win this round, go get some dinner, not worry about too much. Having fun, actually. Modern Horizons is pretty great, so kudos to you, Wizards of the Coast. Though, I would say, maybe would have tested Hogak a little bit more. That's all I'm saying. If I was doing coverage, I'd be like, what the fuck? I'm not covering this person. Oh well. Put me on camera with my bad deck. Plural.
Oh man, they're gonna get to see you change out.
Oh, that's true. They will get to see the shift. You know, no one's noticed me shift decks. No one.
So I guess the big picture is that for the next half of the year, after next weekend.
Say it.
What?
Say it.
After
Say it.
Grand Prix Seattle?
Say you're coming to the SCG tour.
I don't know what I'm doing. I think that joining the SCG tour race after spending half a year outside of it is a irresponsible amount of travel for someone who started a new day job 2 months ago.
All right, responsible, Ari.
I would like to not attend every one of those.
Okay.
Also got married a month ago. So
All right,
just
sure.
I'd like to have a job and not be divorced by the end of the year. Which
I don't like this responsible version of you.
I've always been medium responsible.
I know you have, of course.
Just, so that's what I'm trying to figure out what I want to do for the rest of the year. And I would like your opinion as to what would be the best focus.
That's a really good question. So let's see. You could, okay, so obviously your Pro Tour aspirations come first and all that stuff. So you said you already got your Richmond invite.
I have my Richmond invite.
Okay.
I've got 2 shots to go 12-3 to Grand Prix or 11-4 both to go to Barcelona.
Okay.
Which is in range. I'm 7-1 right now.
Okay, great. So that's
I have 7 of my 12 wins.
Okay,
That's
sure.
just, I'm counting up.
Okay, fair
There's
enough.
no other way to do it.
Fair enough. Okay. So let's say that you lock Barcelona. You've got those two done,
Yeah.
right? You have no idea how you're going to qualify for, like, do you care about the arena PTs? Like, do you grind arena at all?
I don't find the grind to Mythic especially fun.
Okay.
I don't really know how the cycles line up.
Okay.
I might come home and grind it at the end of the day, but it's just like, I also really hate the arena economy.
Okay.
And the way that, like, it is free to, like, the fact that every rare costs the same makes you never want to invest in cards that might end up in a ban. Like, you can't, like, do the thing on Moto where, like, I'll buy this rare for 5 tickets, I'm done with it. Like, you're just like, this costs me as much as the door.
Everything costs the same.
Yeah, I think it's just really, like, I learned this lesson testing Grixis Dragons. There was like a Reddit post a few months ago where someone's like, I top 100 did the thing with Grixis Dragons. And I just like bought like Dragon Swords and I was like, oh, I've learned my lesson. I should never buy a bad rare again. And I'm just like, I don't, like, not even buy, I just like get it.
Yeah.
And like, I am a good enough limited player that I can directly convert time into packs. I just don't want to do that with my life. That's just not how I want to live.
Okay.
And I don't want to convert like money into the arena system to like try new decks because it's an astronomical amount. Like the exchange rate, it's like 6 packs for 1 rare, and it's just like an astronomical amount for each rare.
Sure.
I just don't want to be like I don't enjoy like that. I don't enjoy the laddering experience where it's just like there's no end in sight. It's just.
I mean, if laddering's not for you, it's not for you. And that's what you have to do, like, to get, like, top, it's like a top 1,000.
It's easy enough.
Yeah.
I also hate Best of 1 with it, so that's just off the table.
Okay, sure. So top 1,000 and then, like, playing in the arena thing, like
It's
the
fine.
arena PT
Yeah,
thing, whatever.
I really, for what it's worth, I think the arena MCQs are pretty darn well structured.
Okay. I mean, it sounds like to me, like, if you had to pigeonhole yourself into a thing, so you have to, which you don't have to.
I don't have to.
So I don't like to, like, some people, I think it's,
I'm definitely on the wait and see plan with whatever's going on with everything.
of course, because, like, you have to be able to pivot whenever you need to be able to pivot. Like, right now, in time, at this moment, I think that, I mean, we don't know what's going to happen, of course, at 2020, but Modern Horizons is, like, pretty cool, but we also know what's going to happen with the format. Like, if I was to pigeonhole myself into something, given there's a finite number of hours in the day and a finite number of hours period, probably Modern. Yeah. Honestly, I think it's the most dynamic thing that's ever shifting. And I think the last 2 sets, War and Modern Horizons, had the most impact on that format where it doesn't get stale.
Yeah.
So, like, if I'm thinking about just right now, like, there's Hogak to write about, there's Azorius Control to write about, there's some sort of devoted Druid Finale Devastation deck to write about, or some updates to Amulet, or God knows what updates to, like, Affinity that people haven't figured out.
Also,
yet.
there's the one in Mulligan coming, and you just can't play Amulet after that.
That's also true. That's you can't play as a Phoenix after that, presumably either.
No,
or maybe
you
it gets
can't.
too much worse.
No, it's really bad.
Yeah, and
It's
like,
just any
so we
deck
don't know.
that's- Yeah.
I blew it. I totally blew it. My first draft, I opened up, what is this, Iula? I should probably know how to pronounce this, given what I do for a living. Queen Among Bears. Really good card, at least that's what they tell me. And then, pick 2, I get past Iula's Influence. Where is it? I don't even know if you're supposed to take this pick 2, but I figure we're drafting theme decks, so. Then, 3rd pick, I get past Hella Damery's Call. So now we're super on theme. And then 4th pick, if memory serves, I could be wrong. Grave Shifter. So, green can splash super easy. This is a changeling from a bear, and if they kill my bear, I get to get it back. And I can, like, search for this to get the, I can search for the Gravedigger to get the bear back if it dies. So this is basically, I would imagine, close to the dream start for this deck, and then I just threw it all away. I passed some Mother Bears pack 2, and I probably shouldn't have passed. I passed 2, thinking they would wheel. I was wrong, obviously, or the story wouldn't be any good. I have 1 Mom Bear. I got a couple Savage Swipes, 2 of these. We got a little greedy in the draft. Here's my Mom Bear. I got 1 Imposter, the 6th Pride Bear. And then I only saw 1 irregular cohort, so I don't think I would have passed this over literally any card in the draft. And those are my bears. And then I've got some various white cards, some of which I don't think are very good. Long story short, folks, I think we could have had it all. Instead, our deck is just okay. I don't hate it or anything, but for the first draft, I think my deck should have been better. Could have been better if I had those Mum Bears and one more Imposter of the 6 probably, which I could have taken. But I don't know, on the whole, seems like it's okay. It's gonna be fun to play the games. I just hope I get to just bear assault someone out of the game. That's kind of the hope. Let's just draw these a lot, see how things go. We'll report back after the draft is over, I'm sure. It's, let's see, what time is it? It's going on 10 o'clock. My flight leaves at 5. Round 1 should be starting in about 10 minutes. So I'm hoping I can finish all 6 rounds today. Gotta get to the I gotta take 2 trips to the airport, one to drop my bag off and then come back, because I have to check my bag this trip, and then one to go to the airport. I'm gonna leave for the airport at 4 o'clock. Should be there at like 4:15 when my flight starts boarding, so it's gonna be a hell of a Sunday. But first, Bears. Not gonna do my second draft. I'm gonna leave instead. Yo, what's your record? That good? Okay. I'm leaving. So.
You're leaving now?
Yeah.
Jason Ford and I do that to each other.
Yeah, sounds more. It's a prize wall ticket, 100 of them apparently, because I will not be playing in the second draft in this Grand Prix, because I went 1-2 in the draft, which means I have my customary 5 losses that I always do at any Grand Prix, and I'm going to head it to Dulles Airport. But I had a lot of fun. My draft went okay. The Bear God is just all right. I don't think it's incredible. I think it's pretty good. If your deck is all bears, it's really good. My match has kind of actually demonstrated that. Round number 10, I played against what was a pretty bad Ninjas deck. Even my opponent told me they had a bad deck that didn't come together very well. Went to 3 games, but I won game 3 pretty comfortably. Didn't have to worry about too much, so I won my first round of the draft. Round 11, my opponent had a very, very good Boros Slivers deck. I think he was the only person in Boros Slivers and won pretty handily. Even they even mulliganed to 6 in game 3, which gave me the opportunity to maybe get a little bit lucky. But my opponent's deck cooperated, and truthfully, I felt like if I won that match, I would have gotten pretty lucky to do so. So I think that result was pretty expected. I wouldn't be surprised if they 3-0'd the draft. And then round 10, 11, 12, my opponent was a green-white deck just like me. Was just a lot of creatures. Honestly, nothing too special going on. Didn't really see any outstanding cards, but the way the cards lined up, if I didn't draw the Bear God, the matchup wasn't particularly good for me. I did draw it in the first and second game, flooded the first game, won the second game because of it. Third game, we had a long, drawn-out game that definitely advantaged him, and he was able to win it. So that means I am 8-5, 7-5? 7-5. And there's nothing really to play for. Plus, I don't want to miss my flight home to go 10-5. Why would I do that? So even though I didn't win this weekend, I don't really come to MagicFest or Grand Prix to rack up a ton of victories. Winning would be cool, obviously, but I come to see my friends. I've got a lot of good friends that live in the Nova area. Tommy Ashton, Stephen King, Timothy Wu, Matt Tatar, Jacob. Just a ton of people that I've made friends with along my journeys across the country, commentating Magic, playing Magic, all that good stuff. So this is actually, this building here in Washington, DC, well, I guess we're in Chantilly, but this is where I played, I think, my 3rd or 4th Grand Prix when I was 18. It was a team Grand Prix where I actually played against Tommy. And that was when I was 18, so that was 15 years ago. And flash forward 15 years, and I'm still coming back to this place, and I'm sure I'll probably do coverage in this place at some point in my life before all is said and done. So, I mean, not a lot of wins this weekend, but that's okay. Seeing my friends, meeting new people, shaking hands, taking pictures, making cool stuff like this is why I continue to engage in these tournaments, and that is still fun for me. And these prize wall tickets, of course. You win this round. Anything you want to say to the viewers at home?
Wasn't that difficult?
Wow.
He just lies.
I am here in gorgeous Chantilly, Maryland for MagicFest. What? You're right.
Is it?
No, you're right. You're right.